Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Here on the Sheenapreneur channel, I share information about government contracting, veteran business content, and other business tips. It's all good. It's all good. But I just want to say thank you so much for participating and also being a forever supporter. Like,
yes,
from
ma'am.
the beginning of time.
I'm a ride or
With
die.
baby Sheena.
Sure. Yes.
I always tell everybody the story. I was like, she said, go in there and be you, and they're gonna love you, and that's it. I tell that story to this day. Like,
yes.
it changed everything for me. So I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, and I'm so proud of you. I have to say that first and foremost. So very proud. I was telling my husband the other day, when I said I had the meeting with you, I was like, she did our very first QR code for Hotwire. I don't know if you remember that, but I had won that contest from you like in 2013 or 14.
That's funny.
I think. Yeah, it's been a very, very long time, very long road.
That is super long. And so, you know, I know you already do contracts. So that's what kind of introduced me to like the local. You mentioned it, but it just stuck in my mind. So really the purpose of this call is to just discuss what I can do to help you. Talk about the course a little bit, of course, but really any kind of resources I can provide to you and your companies. Okay. And you just let me know, how can I be a resource?
Well, I think it's just amazing to learn from people who have done, number one, things that you're interested in doing. Yes. You know, regardless of how long I've been in my industry, I've not done what you've done. I've not achieved some of the things that I've seen you achieve, and I'm very, very pleased and impressed. So, honestly, I've been in some of everybody's course. I've done some of everybody's training. Implementation, I know for a fact, is the main kick in the behind that I need. Okay. Because I do a lot of things here. I'm very hands-on with the businesses that I have. So it takes up so much of my time. Sometimes it's, even though I have sam.gov and, you know, I have my numbers, I have things, I have the leads that I need in the sense that I'm on the right path. But when it's time for me to complete, looking for the right contract for us, I wind up getting I don't want to call it a real phone call from my bread and butter businesses, but that's what happens. And I don't wind up following through with those leads.
I understand. So do you have like an overall admin like for you, or do you have one for your businesses, or?
Girl, I'm the overall admin.
Well, so and I know
that's the hard part. It's me.
That is hard.
We are larger already than me, but then people believe would just be me. So that's been my hard part. I know that I could we have contractors. I could hire contractors and follow through with some contracts on a local level or a larger level, but just the work we already have has kept us busy. So I'm actually thinking that I've kind of been making sure I'm not messing up for show money, trying to get more money and end up with no money.
Right.
So that's kind of been the problem. I think I can't let go of these original babies. Yeah. I haven't been able to. I've delegated multiple times. I've given these tasks to many people over the course of many years.
And they don't do right.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you, with the ones that you delegate to, did they go through an official interview process, or was it like sister-in-law, baby cousin Tracy, and like a friend, and hey girl, my daughter needs some work, sure, she can come over to my shop? Was it mostly that?
I'm gonna be 100% honest. Let me be 100 for sure. It's been, you know, my sister was amazing. My sister, when she was here, she was amazing, but she went back to her corporate job after a couple of years. So I had help for a period of time. That was amazing. I definitely I have grown daughters, so they've been my help also. And yes, we've hired outside. We had some friends of the family, and I'm not gonna name names, but yes, we definitely did sister, baby daddy, cousin thing.
I just noticed that when, you know, we've all given so many people chances and even multiple chances after that. And then like the same thing, my sister worked on one of my contracts, fantastic, no issue, like zero issues. She had a full-time job, 2 kids in sports, so it was not for the long run. But then it's like if you are specific about who you're hiring, usually it's not gonna be those people. So like and this is the same mantra for everybody, and we know these things, but it's more like when people always ask like, how are you able to have your retention for my executive staff now? Because you know the labor is labor, that's a hit on me, which we do pretty good, but with the executive staff, I'm very, very specific about what I want, and I'm like, I really don't care about your feelings because nobody cares about mine. You know, nobody cares about mine. When I'm over here crying like, can I make payroll? Ain't nobody saying, Sheena, can I lend you $1? Like nobody.
Of course not. No, that's all us. So
yes,
I get it. I feel it, and I know it. It's not even a matter of not knowing. I definitely
know. You taught me. So I know.
I already know, but I you know what? The thing is, taking our own advice sometimes is the harder part, because we're living in that reality where I'm doing, you know, what it takes to send people off to college and not bank on faith. At this moment, I'm not banking on faith like that. I'm literally putting in the work that's behind the faith. So that part for me, I think, you know, it'll get easier when I'm not worried about that. But until that, because we've been, you know, this is my 23rd year as an entrepreneur. And so we've been able to, you know, I'm fortunate
survive,
and to be able to put these kids through the colleges of their choice and all that stuff. But there's more. There's more. And I know that it's out there, and that's my issue, because my brain is consistently at night, that's why I don't sleep, allowing me to look for, you know, the next thing that I'm gonna do. And
so it sounds like, even you said if the thing comes, that you're still not able to take the thing, even if it comes to your doorstep, because you don't want to screw up that money that's coming in daily, weekly, monthly to survive.
It's been harder to fulfill the positions that we have for the businesses that are existing than probably to just start something totally new that doesn't require the type of skill that we use.
That's a really good insight, and that's a really good segue. So let me know your businesses right now.
Okay. So right now, the very first one is hot wire electronics, and we do what's called telematics, which would basically be like all small electronics for vehicles, homes, and businesses. So like anywhere from GPS all the way to like networking.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then we do consumer electronics. So think small mom and pop Best Buy with like remote starts, alarms, hanging televisions, Ring doorbells, all that stuff.
Gotcha.
We do all of that. That's hot wire. Installs to You is basically my mobile semi-truck business that does only basically the kind of like the same thing hot wire does, but for semi-trucks and RVs specifically.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then
you have like the thing from the state where you said they had to blow into the
breathalyzers. We still do that. That's been an ongoing
business.
Yes. I'm
gonna come back to that.
Okay, great. So I'd love to learn how to segue from that to a contract. Another contract, because we do have, that is a contract that we have and an agreement with the state. But I'm you know, when I think about that though, I'm still thinking on the multi-million-dollar levels, and we're not multi-million-dollar in this location as a single business. It's a couple quarter millions, but not no multi-million for that business.
Yes.
So yes, we still do that. That is still a staple.
Okay, I definitely want to come back to that.
Third business is window tint. I acquired a business about 8 years ago that was in business for about 30 years prior to me having it. So that is another business, and we do that commercially as well as on vehicles. So
Wow.
businesses, homes, and vehicles. I do.
I feel like you already know what I'm going to be saying after this. Go ahead.
Yeah. So then I have the beauty supply that never went anywhere. I have the beauty supply still here. Still doing well. Still getting calls every day. And I have a day spa. So those are my main businesses. And then I got some online boutique stuff like that. But yeah.
Well, I mean, you're not like losing your mind, I guess, at least not on the surface.
No, I'm not
smiling.
I'm not losing my mind. I'm actually I'm very proud of being able to try to juggle all of this. I don't like juggling it, but I'm proud of being able to manage it for this long.
Now, you know that it's so funny because like some of my friends who are like, they either acquired a business or they're a little older, they're like, being a CEO is so overrated. I'm like, I'm starting to feel that way now. You know, because we all want to do the hashtag CEO.
Yeah.
Like, but now it's like, no, I want peace.
It's kind of like adulting. You know how you itching to be an adult all your teenage life? You're like, I can't wait to get out of here. I can't wait to be on my own. I can't wait to do this and do that how I want to do it. And then the bills start rolling in and you're like...
Everything starts rolling. My daughter said, I haven't smiled since I turned 18. I was like, I bet you haven't.
Exactly.
It's a lot. So what I want to say, and you know, you grown, you do whatever you want. I would say the first thing out of everything you mentioned is to cut those boutiques.
Okay.
Cut those, because that's the time that you could be spending on either responding to a contract, shifting things around, even if it's 1 hour a day, even if it's 30 minutes per day, of whether it's looking, because again, you're talking about sam.gov, that's great. But for me, I'm like, I need to clear, like Barney, okay? I need Barney, and Sam was not Barney for me. It took me a little minute. Like I was still registered, and I'm like, I don't even know if I'm doing this right or whatever. But the local level, you already are there. However you got it, doesn't matter. But it's a lot easier because they're literally like, this is what we want. Give me your price. Here's the documents you need in order to see if you are a contender. And some of these are literally like 2 pages. We just bid on a thing for books. It was literally the price, the non-collusion document, and that was it. Because the third document was just the instructions. I was like, okay, maybe I'm missing something.
This is too easy.
Gotta be missing something. Because usually I'm like a service contract, you gotta do all this stuff. But like physical products, I'm like, this might work. So with the main thing that really got me, of course, was the breathalyzer, because that rings to me, Department of Corrections, like whatever agency would be affiliated with that brings me to that. And I'm sure there's a whole lot of y'all around.
Yeah. Yes. And you know what? Forgot to turn off one of my second or third phones. Give me one moment. I apologize. All right. So you just made me think of something else, that we already have entirely too many ends for me not to be on a higher level of the local level. Like the mayor has been our customer. It's like we actually already tent the police vehicles and the fire trucks. Like these are things that we already do. But not on a, you know what? I don't know why they're not on a contracted level. Like they're not, they just come to us as their preferred business.
Hey, give me the contract. Maybe they don't have the budget. So sometimes they don't have a budget for like an official contracted item. And so they use a purchase card to do various whatever, which still, that don't matter. So if they do, it's like, hey, I know you guys are our preferred customer. Hey girl, hey dude, whatever. Like, you guys have any contracts coming up for this that we already do for you? They may not even be thinking that you're looking for that, and they're probably not the person that's in charge anyway. They just a purchase card holder, which I don't know if all police officers are or how that works, but like they may not even be, they're not thinking that, because we're the contractors.
Yeah.
They're not thinking that they're police officers. They're just working for the city, whatever. So with that, you absolutely bring to every end that you have. The mayor maybe be able to, but just like, hey, if you hear anything, and then follow up. With the ends, whether it's email, call, letter pigeon, just stay at the top of mind. That's really literally all that is. Yeah,
I do that, and that's a part of the reason why we get those jobs.
Calling people
but
up.
I don't ever consider that like me vying for a contract, a government contract. I never really thought about it like that.
You got it so easy. That's why. No, for real. Like, something to be proud of is that, because Sheena ain't picking up the phone call. It is like Chinese water torture for me to call somebody and be like, hey, I do janitorial, you need some service. Like, that is like just death for me. But you're doing, it sounds bad, but that's is me. I'm very much so an introvert.
I get it.
So with that, you already have, like, let those people be an extension of you too, because obviously you're a staple in your community. And it's funny when you mentioned that it's not the multi-million-dollar, but I don't know if you saw the movie War Dogs, but they're like, look, I just gather all these crumbs. And, you know, you can only do what you can do.
Yes, man. Right? That's a great description, because that's what we've been doing all this time. But it's added up to, you know, those
and it's something you already do.
$500,000 years. Like, we still at those $500,000 years, but
it's there, and then those people can be an extension of you. You know, just make sure they know what your goal is. I need the contract. Y'all got a contract for the things I'm already doing. Great. Also, in your county, I don't know if you're already registered on the county site, city site. I don't know if you're in Chicago. So I don't know if you're registered for like the state of Illinois website, but also those things will come to you when you're registered on those. Like, Georgia has the state one, but then every city and every county has their own. So you can register, at least start with the state.
We are not, ma'am.
We're not. So with that, once you register, if it's just like most of the states, you can just put in your NAICS code or your NIGP code or just the description, and they'll come to you, and you're like, oh, all I gotta do is submit these 3 documents, just like Sheena said. And now I got a contract to do, you know, a dollar amount every month. So now you're like, okay, now my brain is free, because if you don't have people coming in or skip, then you're like, okay, the revenue is shifting for this month because it's Christmas, back to school, whatever the case may be. And so you have that contract for that thing. You guys are you're in brick and mortar. Like, for me, it's like, oh snap, we're not in Arkansas. I gotta like set up a whole shop to deal with that. You have the brick and mortar where all they're literally doing is coming to you, and you're just filling out the paperwork.
Okay.
And I know you know.
I needed you to simplify it for me.
Yes,
I needed you to use your expertise and experience to actually, from the outside looking in. Honestly, I mean, I think we have the right foundation. We have the right foundation.
For all these years, yes, ma'am, you do. You have it, and look, don't feel a way about that, because there's people. Like, I have a few friends who were like, they were mentors, and now we're kind of like peers, and they're like, I've been doing it for 25 years, and they just getting like, whether it's 8A or something like that, and I'm like, I'm thinking they have it all figured out, but like contracting, I don't know what it is about government contracting. It's like brain just be like, zoop.
Yes, yes. You know what? I think because I don't ever even really think of our contract with the state, which is a contract.
It is one
contract. Like, it's not the kind that my brain wraps around. When I think about it, I'm thinking super large, you know, this thing that I'm hiring out, not this thing that I get every single year. I don't know what I was thinking. And
there's people who told me that they were actually like selling products like to the government and didn't know it was government contract, like to the military base. What you think you got? Like, what do you think? Yes.
It's hard to look at them as another customer. That's all. I think that's the hardest part, is just looking at them as a regular client. Yes. So you're thinking you have to go through all these steps. You have to be certified here, certified there. I mean, it's I think it's better, but you don't have to be. Yeah.
And that's you saying that, and you know this, like that is one of the things that is people's Achilles heel. because they take 60,000 years to get registered or certified as a woman-owned, minority-owned, and they never bid.
Yeah.
So they're just too afraid to like go past that step. And I see it day in and day out. And you have the tools. And don't even, I'm saying it in, I feel like I'm being motherly, but I'm like, you've been my mama all this time.
And, it's real. And that's the thing. I learn from my kids every day. I don't actually look at me learning from anybody who's done, different or less or more as it's a learning experience, period. And so I appreciate, again, yes, you taking that motherly, like, girl, if you don't get your stuff out there and understand that you can expand what you're doing. You're doing some right things. You can do some other things. Your suggestions are amazing. I think I'm gonna start with those, maybe with the officers, possibly. Because it's the chiefs usually that start it, and they just send officers. So I'll try that and
register with the state.
I'm gonna register with the state. That's first and foremost.
That's probably that, and then you can put your past performance in it. You about to so when you blow up, then it's like you gotta see how you want to navigate that, because now you're gonna have more work, right? So what does that look like from an admin perspective? And I always say, even if you got to hire admin 1 hour a day, 4 days a week. I started off my admin. I was like, look, I can only do 10 hours a week.
Yes.
This is someone not on Fiverr, not on Upwork. This was somebody we've already been there and done that, right? So this is somebody that was on Indeed.
Okay.
And I've hired on Indeed that I was very specific about what I wanted. We did 2 interviews. That's when you know somebody really ready. 2 interviews. I'm like, how do you communicate? Anything restrict you from working these? I don't want you to work when you feel like it. Like, you send me messages at 3 a.m, and as soon as I get up, I'm like in a full-on panic. No, I need you to work from 9 to 11. Right. That's when I need you to work. So I know when to bother you. So those types of things will free you from the stuff that you can train. Like answering the phone if there's someone physically there, like the specific things that are like 2 hours, they can cover this, and that frees you for the 2 hours that you can respond to a bid. Okay.
Yeah. I tried some doers and things like that. And, I don't know. I'm very personal about my babies. So I think that I even considered just starting another branch to do government contracts with, but I don't want to lose the tenure and experience.
You don't need to.
Our business. So
I don't see the reason why you would need to do that, because give me the reason.
Since I'm the CFO and the CEO, or operations rather, and CFO, some of the things that take the majority of my time are actually obviously general operations, which I don't mind delegating, but everything has been so closely built off of myself and my husband specifically, like people requesting and requiring, and the things that we haven't been able to move away from, like from small business to larger business. We haven't been able to move away from that family feel that we provide when you have an experience with us, which is the reason why people have dealt with us so long. Other than just not letting just any old person in my books. It's really been.
I ain't there yet. I ain't there yet.
I can't just let any old person in my books. So that's the CFO part of me. And then the operations part, if they don't bring that same vibe to our business, which is different probably in the government contracting kind of realm.
Your business is your business. The government is just your client. So keep that same. How can you Chick-fil-A your business? Yeah, they hiring these young kids that be mumbling and you can't understand, but they still. My pleasure.
They still want my pleasure. Yes, they still want my pleasure. And that's what I'm looking for. You are right. That's exactly what I'm looking for. I haven't found that.
So I guess it depends on where you're looking and how you are. You know, I just know that you're like, this person has so much potential. This person, no.
Yeah.
They need to meet you where you at.
Yeah.
They need to be.
How you finding people that's meeting you where you at? Because you know what I learned? And let me tell you what somebody told me, and it has stuck with me, and it's been true.
Okay.
Anybody that cares as much about my business as I do has their own. Like that's usually the case. Like I can't.
Yes, I used to think, like, why are you working for me? Like, what is wrong with you? My COO has a doctorate. He works for another company. He's a retired veteran, retired Army. He works for a company that is a multi-million-dollar government contracting company. Okay, so keep that in your mind.
Okay.
Why the hell does he work for Lowell Foresight, right? So he wanted to learn government contracting.
Okay.
And he already works for a company that does government contracting. Okay. Let's look this up. So he comes over to Foresight and said, I'm getting you at a discount because you want to learn about government contracting. Got him at a discount. I ain't got to pay him no insurance. And he retired military, his own medical, own whatever. And he told me he cannot bid on contracts because his level of fear is so immense. He is incapable, like paralyzed by the thought of losing a bid. And then I was like, right, you see how we're like, what do you mean? It's like, it's just their work. It's like work. Everybody ain't us. There are people who will slave at a job for 30 years, like lose sleep, do everything for another company that they'll never own. So it's kind of true, but it's not.
I guess it's not. I haven't found one, but you're right. There is somebody, and you sound like you lucked out. You got the good one. You got a veteran and somebody that already knew some government contracting. Yes. Because I should be so lucky. I would love to find somebody who has the passion and the right intent. That's been and you just have to however you're finding them, pivot. Like if I don't know if you're looking on any like official hiring websites, like ZipRecruiter and Indeed. I have done.
Yeah,
and I honestly, I don't know. Is your person in your state?
He's not.
Okay, so maybe I need to not focus on anybody that with the brick and mortar businesses and me giving that responsibility to the person that would be responsible for these businesses that are here. That's been my focus, is them being able to be responsible for businesses that are in Illinois. But I don't know that I need that for some things, and maybe I need multiple. I'm pretty sure I need multiple people for different smaller tasks.
The stuff that's admin stuff. So this is what in the book Clockwork, he says, write out all your daily activities, everything, right? And then you create a quad chart. In the box, the upper left, you put things that you love to do and add all those things to that box. Are you familiar?
I am familiar with this strategy, not that particular book.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the things you love, things you like, things you don't like, things you hate. Outsource all the things you hate, right? So with those, I bet half of those things are remote tasks. So that's who you hire for. And it may only be 1 hour a day, days a week, 5 days a week, whatever that is. And so you can have them anywhere. My HR manager is in Texas. I'm in Atlanta.
Okay.
HR manager in Texas, COO in Virginia. My capture manager, who started off as my admin, capture manager, program manager, is in Virginia. My site manager, Delaware, and then the other manager is in Philly, and the other manager is in Delaware. So I hired my admin. She specifically had to be in Atlanta. Okay. And she was sent from like the heavens. I don't know. It was 280 applicants. And still is creme de la creme. So, but we were very, very intentional about what we wanted. There was no leeway. If you late to the call, it's over. I don't care if I got to start this process all over again.
Yeah. Yes.
those types of things where it's important to you. It's important for them to be on time for you, for your company. Yeah. So if they're late, if they give excuse, there was one lady who was in janitorial. She did government contracting in janitorial. She had a bad attitude. No, that's a no.
Big red flag.
Yeah, I'd rather pick somebody who doesn't have any experience in janitorial government contracting, who is sweet, easy, agile, So just don't give up. Be very, very intentional on what you want and what you need, regardless of how sweet they are. Like, nah, yo, you said that you have an Android instead of an iPhone, and I need everybody to have an iPhone. I don't care.
Yeah. True. Being specific is important, and being intentional is important. So I need that in the person that works for me. You're right. And yes, I needed this, and I know these things at the same time. I need to go ahead and just press them buttons. Press those buttons. Find the right sources to find the right assistance, like you said. So I'm definitely going to do that. Look at some different channels for that, and probably separate a couple of the things that I've put together as a position to try to see if I can get some assistance for an hour or two. Like you said, even just telling me to get them boutiques up out of here is probably the best advice you could have given me, because they definitely take time. I do my own websites and all of that. So
you be looking for stuff. Girl. You be wanting to stay busy.
No, I'm not trying to stay busy. It's just me consistently knowing that I can do more.
Yep.
Makes me continue with the next thing, even though I still focus on my main. I got my mains, but I add stuff to it, and I need to stop adding. I added a day spa in 2020. Like, what was I thinking? I don't know what I was thinking about that.
You wanted to do it, and I would say that because it's funny. One of our other friends, he was like, I don't know. We used to do business together. We used to do real estate together. And so he was like, I'm just looking for this thing. I don't know what I want to do. You seem to be doing all this stuff. I'm like, it's one thing.
Right.
But it just has like facility management. I might be doing painting one day, janitorial the next day, like just like with your business. Like you might be installing this one day, fixing this the next day. So it kind of gives you that people that have real entrepreneur spirits where you just need to be doing a whole bunch of stuff. But it's all in one.
Yeah.
So that's
it is, and that's why people, when they see on the back of that Hotwire card, like all the list of things that we do, they're like, what don't y'all do? I used to say make chicken, but then, but it really is one thing to us, because it's really small electronics to us, but it's everything to everybody else, because it has something to do with a lot of different.
Government contracting is like that. It gives you that, fulfills that I need to have these things going on. It fulfills that us crazy entrepreneurs where we're like, one more thing. That's why I was doing consultations for free for 2 years. I was like, I'm not creating a course. My social media, I was posting once every other month. I was like, I don't care about none of that. But so many people were like bullying me. I was getting bullied about, you need to do it. And then when people started lying and saying, this is all you need to do, I was like, okay, I have to do something for the greater humanity. I got to at least say, okay, you can listen to whoever you want. You grown.
Yes.
But let me share what I'm.
That you did. I know you give amazing tips just even on your Instagram for free. So I know your course has to be amazing. And again, very proud of you for following through with those steps. I need the bullies. I think that's what I need. I need me some bullies on my side. Everybody too soft. I don't need no.
I could be a bully. Look, I got people that be dodging me. And I'm like, I found a contract for you. It's in your area. What we doing? And they're like, I'm busy. I got this going on. I'm like, oh, okay. I see now. So I'm the bully.
Yeah, that's good. That is good. Because
I will absolutely send you stuff if I see stuff. I mean, because obviously I'm not looking for that. But if I see it, I'm like, I'll send it. Do you need me to help you source it? you're my boo forever. So
you are my boo forever. Again, I just can't stop cheesing. I don't even know where I'm looking at on this thing. Like I said, I can't tell where I'm at. So I'm looking all over the place. Your YouTube's gonna be crazy, but it's okay.
No, it doesn't look that way. Like you look totally normal.
I can't tell because I don't know what I'm looking at. I can't see me. I'm in the corner. But the thing, you're just nailing so many different things on the head. I got 3 courses, I think. I just ain't never put them out. I have 6 digital products. I got 6 digital products.
Are we gonna have to fight? I think we're gonna.
I did a trucking because I used to be a dispatch supervisor for 6
I remember that.
Yes, and I did that while I doing this, and my sister is safety management. My nephew inspector. We got the whole trucking game. So I did a trucking course. I did a couple of dispatch courses. I did some other courses. Some what is that? I can't even think. I got too much going on, but imposter syndrome courses, because so many people that I talked to didn't realize the same thing that you're pointing out when you talk to people about the things that they're already doing. They don't realize that they can do them, or that they're already doing them, or that they have what it takes to do them. Wow. So I did some of everything, and it's that final press that button, put it out there.
You're a deadline lady.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you do like last minute? What is it called? Do you have procrastination?
Because I think I don't know if I'm giving myself these tasks that need to happen, or adding specific pressures to myself for the timeline that they need to happen. But I feel like I get through them a little better when I
magically.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. It's something, but yeah, I definitely have it. I have a bit of a time management issue. I work through that very well because I have calendars and a lot of assistants, like electronic assistants, to make sure that I'm on top of stuff. But yeah, personally, would I rather be at the beach than doing these businesses? Absolutely. So that's always in the back of my mind. Like, I could be at the beach doing art. I'm an artist and a creative. So that separates some of my tasks, which is why I do my own websites and dumb stuff like that I don't have time for.
but I will say, because I do my own thumbnails for YouTube, and my friend is like, why? And I'm like, because I used to be an artist. I think I threw that away. It went bye-bye. It's never
doesn't go away.
Look, well, it came back in the form of thumbnails.
There you go.
So I would say, don't get rid of the creative. Get rid of the stuff that ain't really, like whether even if it's something that you enjoy, right? Yeah. Put it off for later. Like I said, with boutiques, I would even say you need to front load those courses, because that will ease up. I don't know if you have financial issues or not, but like that would ease so much, because even if you're like, okay, I'm gonna take all my course money and that's gonna give me a full-time admin to do stuff. To sweep up around here.
Oh, every dollar that I get from them boutiques, I definitely invest in that next something. Those boutiques are just there for investments of other things that I'm already, involved with. So yeah.
Yes, that course money though, like that, and the things that you already do. That's what and I see why people cross over to like public speaking and all that. I'm like, I get it now. I'm still in the thick of stuff too. I do my staff meetings, and still I'm a part, pretty much connected to everything in the business. I pull away more and more every day, and they'll be like they holding on, they got their claws in my back, and I'm like, no, because I'm paying people too much, so that makes me step back and, like you said, go to the beach, like just sit outside and just not have to be in the thick of everything. So then that's when you start cutting some of the minutia out. You spend time on these courses to create.
Yes.
And you spend some kind
and they're good too. It's not even no little mediocre courses. This is stuff I did. I did the thing.
Put them out.
Just put them out.
Put them out.
I will.
When?
You'll see them.
Ooh.
My birthday month is next month. I'll put them out by my birthday.
When is that?
October 19th. Oh Lord, bully.
All right, I'm gonna do the 18th. Be like, hey, you got till tomorrow. You better tell me something. So let's B-Day check-in.
I appreciate it. Most stuff.
Ma'am, I need to see it.
Yes.
Yep. So you're gonna put out one course?
Hey, let me stick with one. Let me not be overzealous. I'm gonna go ahead and stick with one. I'm gonna commit to putting one course out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put out one course.
Yes. Yes, I see you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I see you. I see you. Okay.
Yes. So that's good. It'll be done. So you got it. You got the answers. Again, it's just the small chunks. You can't just, it's so much and then you end up doing nothing. I know that feeling. So, so when we get off the call, you have pressing things that you have to do today. Well, you always do, but do you have a glimmer of 30 minutes?
No. Yes, no, I don't have pressing things that I have to do today.
Gotcha. Okay. So let's say at 5 p.m., whatever it is you're doing, you stop, set your alarm, 5 p.m., register on the state of Illinois website as a vendor or a supplier, whatever word they use. You register at 5 p.m.
Okay.
Put all your stuff in there. And if you're feeling froggy, go to the county, then go to the city, and you be like, oh,
okay.
Stuff, and at least that'll be done. Now, going in and bidding whenever you're at your leisure, but at least you know if something comes up, you have the past performance. They could easily reach out to you and be like, hey, we need a quote, or we're coming in to get a quote, and you already got the business. So now it's like, oh, okay, that's not hard.
Yeah. Okay.
Job description. The job description you said you need to break it into two. So break it into two, however you need to list it out. I don't know what kind of notes, how you do your note taking. I'm all electronic. I don't even know what my notebook is. So
my husband made me get rid of my notebook though, actually, because I like that for my brain. I like writing it down, but it's cool. Electronic has been fine for the last couple of years. It's cool.
Okay, good. I use Evernote, so anytime that I just gotta get stuff, I get the stuff out of my brain. It's blah, blah, blah. So you break those out and then write the job description on whatever, whether it's you take it out of Evernote, put it on a document, and then now you actually have it and you can go into Indeed, put it out there with the dollar amount you can afford and that you're comfortable with. Okay. And then when they respond, because I always put those questions in there too. I put like it's max questions because most people are not gonna do the questions.
Yeah.
So you weed out half of the people.
That's true. I didn't think about that. I just put, I let them give me a resume usually. I don't even ask super specific questions in my Indeed. I look at their resume and kind of see what I'm feeling about them and then contact them and we go from there. But I'll do the questions like the Facebook group thing. Half the people don't let you in their Facebook group. You don't answer a question. You can weed out the people who don't want to answer the question. You right.
And you can't feel, like
any type of way about it. You didn't do the steps.
And so even my cousin told me a long time ago, she was like, no, ask for a resume and a cover letter. 90% of people are not going to do a cover letter, but if they do it, that means they're reading what the flip you're saying instead of that mass applying.
Yes.
So boom, now you got
details. It's in the details
because that's important to you. I know it is. So boom, now they've crossed that.
Yes.
I listed out a bunch of questions that I personally was like, my main thing is how do you communicate? Because if you call me on that phone in the middle of the day, you might get fired because you don't know what I got going on. So I'm like, are you a texter? Are you an emailer? Can you do voice? That was extremely important to me. And there were a couple people who were like, oh, I just rather pick up the phone and call. I was like, okay, thank you. End the interview. Because I know that doesn't work for me. And then I'm going to be aggravated, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend that had that same situation. She's like, why does this girl keep calling me? I'm like, well, you weren't being specific about your questions, you know?
Yes.
Yes.
True.
So,
it makes sense. It makes sense.
yes. Also, you know, is there anything that prevents you from doing this job? People got kids. And they need to be honest about that, especially if you're talking about the person that's going to be working in your shop. You don't need to hear no babysitting, nothing, or it needs to be during mama hours, right?
Yeah.
Where the child is gone if they're old enough. Like these, I know it's so molecular, but these are the things that piss us off every day.
Yes, you are right though, because I do that to my contractors. There were contractors that we had that used to pretend they were on site. It would be a child in the background. We get a report back from the vendor, like had a phone call with your tech, and there was a child in the background, so he couldn't have been in the truck yard. Like it's like, oh jeez, okay, got to be specific.
Yes,
you have to be specific.
Yes.
So yeah, I've been through it with the contractors. I just didn't really. I ain't moved that to the admin level, so I'm gonna move those specific questions and my specific preferences because I do have them.
and there's nothing wrong, you know. And I think people appreciate that because when you hire wrong, that person feels it too. They're like, like this is a bitch, you know, because I can be that, and I can also be the sweetest boss you ever had. But you know what I mean? Like it's all those things you're saying. So apply the same logic. The admin is going to be the closest person to you, period. Yes. Even more so than the contractors.
Yep.
So
the contractors make me nice money. So that's why I really try to make sure I'm focusing on them questions with them and making sure I'm weeding out those possibilities. But you've brought up some major points about stuff that I don't necessarily think that I've ever put into looking for my admin help. So I appreciate it.
It makes a huge difference. I mean, I know I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but you know, when we've gone through our interviews and those 2 interviews. Always 2.
Okay. Yeah.
Like we did a phone interview and then we did a Zoom. Okay. And I mean, it just makes such a difference because people will find another job. Like, cause they applied to 1,000 jobs and then they're like, well, shoot, I like it over here. They didn't even make it to the second one. I'm thinking I'm getting ready to hire them. I sent an offer letter, but they, you know what I mean? They didn't make it to they didn't have their second interview for me to make sure that they really want this.
True.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It all makes sense. You are a brilliant lady. You are a brilliant woman.
So when are you going to split those duties?
Tomorrow's my husband's birthday, so let me have some Monday. I'll split the duties on Monday. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking.
You said you
no, but that's true. I need to stick to these things.
I'm the bully.
5 p.m. today, I will be on the state website. I promise you that those are the types of things that I mean, accountability partners. I used to do that all the time with groups. I needed them. Oh, it's okay. I needed them, and they work, but they, once you don't have that anymore, you're not doing it. So I need to go and. My calendar has been my only accountability partner for the last couple of years, though.
And that's cool too. That's cool. I mean, and that's how it is with me too, because I think now that my mind is free enough, because I was doing 50,000 things. Now that my mind is a little more free to think, it's like I don't even need. I have to-do lists and all that, but it's like I don't feel like I need to force myself to do like I used to, because it was like so many things I didn't want to do. So if you get rid of the things you don't want to do, then the other things, there's still a lot of shit I don't want to do. But it's not like payroll was like I like the thought of it makes me want to upchuck. I don't know what it is about payroll. I just despise the whole process. I hate all of it. So I had to outsource it.
I do payroll. I do our taxes.
Definitely.
I need to stop being so busy. That's for real. For real. I could be so much more help to our businesses if I was not working for our businesses. I honestly could, and I know that. I know that saying too. Like I've heard it all. I've been everywhere and heard it all.
You said at the beginning. Implementation. So it's like, what's that first step? Okay, I'm gonna split these duties. Second step. Hire for the admin, and I think you said somebody in person. So whatever one you feel needs to be first. Hire for that. Okay, now I can breathe for a hot second.
Yes.
And then once the business starts rolling, because what I don't want to happen is you start getting more business, and you still haven't really navigated the duties. Like I know you know how to delegate, but it's like properly. What I was doing, I was hiring somebody. I'm like, I need you to be my admin. They didn't even know what they're like. I don't even know what to do.
Admin?
Yeah, right. How do you spell admin? They didn't know what to do at any point, and I was like, that's what I need to create a path for them. Mondays you do this too, whatever the case may be. And you already have that.
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. It took me 13 years to do a handbook for them that actually just laid out instead of me training people.
Yeah.
I mean, we still had training. But
right.
I'm just saying, just something. And it was my daughter who was like, I mean, I understand. I get all of this, and I'm learning all of this, and I know I need to do this, and that, and these are my tasks. But y'all don't have a handbook. I was just kind of like,
You're like,
no.
And
we tried to stay away from like that corporate feel in there for a very long time, and sometimes you need that.
Oh, you need it every time, because this is what I realized. Bringing in the admin, she's only been with us for like maybe 3 months, but like my program manager started as my admin. She's been with me the longest since 2020, right? Okay. So she, she's like me. She's like, hey, what we need to do? Okay, we need to do it right now. Like she's, like no real structure, but no structure, right? So I went to a course. Well, it wasn't a course, but it was more like a boot camp. It was a Veterans Institute for Procurement when you're trying to scale your business. So they have the one when you kind of start government contracting, and then they got one when you're trying to grow. And I went to that this year, and I was like, oh my God, my business sucks, because everybody in here is making 10 million or more, 50 million or more, 100 million in the class where I'm sitting. And so, I mean, I felt that way in that moment. And I was like, what can I do right at this moment to change it? And I was like, I'm creating a Foresight University.
There you go.
And so it was like, it's literally every single thing, like every login, all of our, like you can go right to that document. If it ain't in that document, it don't exist.
I got one. I got a Hotwire.
You got one.
I got one. That's a Hotwire University, and I do have steps there. So the techs are good. Our technicians are good. They got the right steps. They have the right leadership. It's just my admin stuff.
It's just your admin stuff. So you already know what to do. You got it. You got who you need. You just have to bring that person to you. You got to manifest or whatever it is you need to do.
Yes. I need to get my crystals out.
Get them crystals out. Look, I got all mine right here. Look, crystals out. Okay, get them all out, and then like my cousin literally told me that she couldn't manifest them. I was like, girl, I'm all stressed. That's when I first started. But it literally is that. And then even if you gotta say you only get 10 applicants, half of them don't do the questions, and 2 of them only submit their resume, and then you got 1 interview.
Yes.
That ain't the right person. Start the process.
Try again.
Yep. And because I mean, you don't have one right now, essentially. So it's not,
Yeah. That's me though. After I gave up on like third or fourth person over the years, I was kind of like, you know what? It's gotta just be me, I guess. I don't know.
You trying to be on the beach, honey.
Yeah, no.
Let me see your nails.
No.
Yes. Show me. I'll be like, that's my nail twin, boy. I gotta keep up.
I am your nail twin, but not today. I gotta get them filled. I'm so sorry.
I gotta get mine filled too.
I would show them. That's why I was like, why did I do the 6th when I don't have a nail appointment until?
Let me see. Do you have one?
No. No, I can't show the nails today. I'm too known for my nails to show them in a bogus place. I can't show them when they bogus.
Oh, the nail struggle. You'd be like, what? No.
My customers had to get they have been very accustomed to my nails. So like even when I barely have to touch the breathalyzers, because they're like, if I'm there, they're just like, oh, let me get them because I know you got the nails. Like that. Everybody says that about everything. I'm just kind of like, nah. So I can't today, but I'll get back with you with my updates.
Yes.
Your YouTube channel has 1 million views, and I'm gonna show y'all my $1 million nails.
Yes. Yes, I'm gonna repost you. I'm like, there she go.
There I go. I wish I really did want to do it because once I read that it was going to be recorded, I was like, oh jeez, I need it.
And that's how I put it. People be like, what?
Schedule it for after my nail appointment with my favorite guy. My nail tech is 19 years old. A male that's 19 years old. He's amazing. Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
My new one, because obviously I've been getting them done for 25 years. But
right.
My new one, my favorite one. He does everything.
Oh, that's good. That's like a marriage. You gotta like connect.
Yes, it is. To have people understand to protect your nails and and also to do the outrageous stuff that I like to do.
Outrageous.
I don't know the last couple of ones that you've seen, but my Halloween nails were ridiculous. Beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, you see the eyeball? No, I'm gonna go back and look. I'm gonna repost you. I'm like, damn, my boo. And then I'll do the next one. No, that's great. I really, this has been great. You already know about my course, but I honestly don't think you need it. I just think you just do those steps and you'll be good. And I want to hear the updates. I want you to be like, okay, I did this. Don't bully me, Sheena, or whatever. Like, I want those updates. I appreciate those. That's what I do this for real.
Well, at the very least, send me the listing of what's in the course. If I believe that I don't need it, I know you already know me and you know what I need and you know what's in it. But I also have to find some way to support you. So I'm going to do something.
You're supporting me right now. You're supporting me. I mean, honestly, because I don't want to add another thing. And again, like I said, I never did this for the money. I did it because I'm like, I have to be able to tell a lot of people stuff at the same time, and I can't do consultations every day, all day. So, so I honestly, like, you already look at my stuff on Instagram. I would say YouTube, if you could share my YouTube videos.
I will definitely. Absolutely.
That's what I need.
Most definitely. Well, done.
That works for me. That works for me. Awesome. Well, if you got any questions, you know how to reach me.
I do. And I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm so proud of you. And I love to see your nails. You know that I love that because I'm like, she blossomed, she bloomed, she did everything she needed to do.
I had to get out the army, yo.
She is in whatever room she wants to be, however she wants to be.
Yes.
I love that. I love that.
I love it. Thank you again so much.
You're welcome.
All right. You have a great day.
This has been amazing. Y'all better get that course. Do what Sheenapreneur is telling you to do. I'm about to go do my 5 p.m. sign up, okay?
Yes.
Okay? Because I got tasks to do before my birthday, so I don't get in trouble.
That's right. That's right. Appreciate that. You have a fantastic week.
You do the same.
Talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.